How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another Star Wars lightsaber review. This time we have Obi-Wan's lightsaber from Star Wars A New Hope. This particular hilt was obtained on NSabers.com, so if you are interested in this hilt, I do have my very own affiliation link in the video description down below, and of course a discount code. Anytime that you use my personal discount code, not only do you save some money, but I also make some money, which is great for the holiday season. But in reality, it goes towards supporting this channel and me being able to review cool stuff like this for you to enjoy. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Now, do note that my version here is the Profi installed option for those of you who are curious. If you guys know me, I like the Profi versions of lightsabers just because of the amount of customization that you can do, especially if you're wanting to learn the coding aspects of it. While it can be a pain and frustrating, but at the end, it's pretty much rewarding in my opinion. So here is the hilt at a distance on one side, and flipping it on over, it's pretty identical with the exception of course, these two right here, which is going to be your buttons. So yes, this is a 2-button setup, and we'll be using a 1-inch version of the blade for those of you curious. Let's go ahead and start from the pommel section. Of course, there is our speaker ventilation like so, with access to a D-ring. Here's our clamp, which if you are curious, yes, it does say Graphics on the clamp itself. Moving on over to the upper section, or middle I should say. And of course, the emitter. Now on this section too, it actually does have engravings on here, which I'm not sure exactly where you're supposed to start from, but it does say Cotton Power CO Ltd London Stokes Patent, or the Cotton Powder Company, or whichever we're supposed to start. But yes, that's all etched right in here on this upper section. And of course, this is the upper emitter for the blade. Now there are 2 emitters that are included inside the box. Like I said, this is the one we're going to be using with the blade. The other option that is inside the box is going to be this one right here. Identical to the top one, but obviously the main difference here is that you don't have that extra piece sticking up here. So meaning that if you want to display it, you use this. If you want to use it with the blade, you use what I have on here right now, which is what it came default out of the packaging. Now, I will say that there is one little issue that I ran into, and this issue can be one of 2 things. Either 1, completely user error, and I'm just not doing it correctly to remove said component, or option number 2, it's for whatever reason extremely tight, and no matter what I do and what I try, I can't get it to come off. And that is, of course, being able to remove the upper piece of the emitter. A lot of the components I could easily unscrew, but I worry by unscrewing a bunch of different things that I may end up tearing the wire or whatever the case may be. But for whatever reason, I can't remove the blade use adapter to put the display on whatsoever. I've tried different methods. I even added a little bit of WD-40 in there to hopefully loosen it up. But for some weird reason, I can't get this one piece to come off. I did look up other reviews for people who reviewed this particular hilt. No one's made mention of anything, nor have I seen anyone in the reviews take it off to swap it with the other one. So whatever the reason may be, again, it could be just my unit or user error. So just wanted to let you know ahead of time. Now, the other cool thing about this too is that this hilt does feature a really cool chassis on the inside. And if you wanted to access to the entire chassis, you do have to remove a few components. For example, you would have to start by removing this bottom section here. Just like that, which we're going to go ahead and set this off to the side anyways, because if you needed to charge it or get access to the kill switch, there is our USB-C charging port right here on the bottom. And then on the other side, we do have access to the Profi board and kill switch. Now, to get access to the rest of this chassis, you do need to do a few things. First off, you need to unclip this clamp here, which will loosen these 2 buttons right here, which you can go ahead and unscrew. And then on the other side, over here, just on this upper section, you are going to find a little retention screw that you need to remove, and then the entirety of the chassis will slide out, revealing a crystal chamber as well with some extra metal components. And of course, you would need to do that for whatever reason. If you needed to change the battery, again, you would have to dismantle that entirely. It is a little bit of a tedious process, but it's not that big of a deal to where it's an issue whatsoever. But again, if you're hoping just to quickly pop out the chassis, that's not the case with this one. But overall, I like the fact that the chassis is really nice and fancy. It makes this product feel a little bit more of a premium. In fact, the other neat thing about this product is that it's not, well, light. It's not lightweight. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels heavy duty. In fact, by heavy duty, this thing is weighty. I can't remember the exact pounds. I remember taking a photo of it when I first received it on the scale. But this thing is easily over 2 pounds, if not over 3 pounds for sure. Probably one of the heavier lightsabers. In fact, let's see here. It either feels as heavy as my Savi saber or just a little bit heavier than my Disney Savi's lightsaber. But definitely some weight to it for sure. But anyways, I know you guys don't like me talking in a review. In fact, I know a lot of people don't like me reviewing a product, which is a weird aspect to say. You want to see this thing action and fired up, which I understand. You know, I got to be able to share my personal opinions as well. And so that way I can drag on this video to that 10-minute mark and get some sweet ad revenue. I'm just kidding. But, of course, do keep in mind that because this is a thin neck lightsaber design, I wouldn't recommend dueling with this due to the fact that there's not a lot of blade depth in thin neck lightsabers. There are a total of 4 retention screws for those of you who are curious, so your blade is going to be at least secured while you're swinging this around. But because of how heavy this hilt is, again, I would provide some caution because the last thing that you want to do is to drop this, especially on your foot, because that would not be a pretty thing. And of course, the last thing that you want is when you're dueling with this, what if someone hits your wrist and you let go and this flies into someone's face? Yeah, they're probably going to be going to the hospital for sure. Let's go ahead and flip this off and fire this up. Boom. Oh, by the way, I'm also trying out a new blade that was sent my way from a different company. Supposedly this is supposed to be much brighter compared to the other blades, so I guess we'll see. So kind of 2-in-1 in this video. Oop, I accidentally deactivated. Of course, you do have gesture controls by default, which is the twist on and the twist off aspect, or you could just push the button like so. This does come pre-included with the basic saber font package, which is like over 20 saber fonts, which you've seen numerous times already here on the channel. Nope, copyright music. Copyright music. There we go. Knowing YouTube, they're gonna strike me for sure. Strike me down where you can, you know, freaking copyright holders. Let's see. There you go. So you're supposed to like twist it and let go of the button to be able to initiate any like force feedback or quotes, whatever is on there by default. And then if you just don't do anything, hold the button, let go, it starts to play the music. So let's see if I can get a quote on here.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
There we go. Let's go ahead and cycle through some other fonts here.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training. The universe is a dark path we walk.
I know. There's no other way out.
And of course, just like always, you know, when it comes to Profi, you could easily customize it. So if you don't like quotes, just remove the quotes and add your own things, and there you go. If you like quotes, add them in there.
Long has it been since I fought with a student?
I'll try not to disappoint you. Whatever happens, you're not alone.
But I am alone. Actually, no, never mind. I'm not alone. I got my dog here. Like I said, there is... the weight is very noticeable on this hill. Nope. Let's see. Nope, not that. I could have sworn this one had the Emperor Palpatine. Nope, not that one.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
There we go. I always enjoy that one.
Dark Sith.
Again, I always wanted to play the music track that's on here, but I know copyright will hit so fast. There we go. This one is the speeder bike one. And we'll do one more.
You see this scene,
Luke Skywalker.
Let's see.
I am told it is.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah, we'll do that one. This one should be a darker blue. Or a lighter blue. Of course, if you wanted to change color, I believe it's up then down when you press the buttons. Or down then up. There you go. And then, of course, you'll be able to change whatever color that you want. So, let's see. Let's do this kind of tealish one. And now we are locked in. Just like that. Then flip this back on. So yes, overall, it's a very neat lightsaber. Like I said, Obi-Wan's definitely got a very cool, unique lightsaber in my opinion. And this one definitely feels like a quality piece. Like I said, it is very heavy duty. The inner chassis on it looks really cool, especially if you're trying to find a display option. You could easily display it where you have, you know, like your hilt in one section, and then of course have your chassis displayed underneath it if you wish to do it that method as well. But like I said, other than that, like I said, pretty neat. And the only issue, like I said, is the fact that I can't remove this upper piece. Like, I've tried numerous things. Now, I don't typically do it with the blade in, but there's not much to grip onto. And I've been trying to remove that one piece. And I just can't seem to do it, no matter how much I try. But if you have any tips, or if you've had the same issue, let me know in the comment section down below. Until then, always remember, may the Force be with you.